Your first comedian, he performs as much as he can in this city. Give it up for Nick Perrin.
Our Ottawa comedian, he's been doing this for 3 years and he's been killing it all over the city. Please put your hands together for Nick Perrin, everybody. Give it up for Nick.
Next performer will soon be seen in the upcoming feature Sex Squatch. Please give it up for Nick Perrin, ladies and gentlemen.
Title character, folks. One more time for Jason Harper. That's right. You're not deaf. That's good.
Anyways, how are we doing today? You doing good? Doing great? Excited? Good, because I'm going to tell you how boring my life is.
You're in for a disappointment. Anyways, my life is so exciting. Right now, the highlight of my week is that every Thursday is pizza day at work. Why is the glass?
It's the highlight of my week. Why did they cap excitement at grade 5 in my life? Seriously, I'm 30 years old. I figured it would have gotten exponentially better with time. So, you know, by my calculations, Thursday should be caviar race car sex day. Why I'm not bungee jumping off a bridge to a blowjob and a hamburger, I don't know.
Who's giving the blowjob doesn't matter. I mean, at this point, no, but instead I'm waiting in a lineup like some asshole asking the cook if the crust is gluten-free. More hang people, that's alright.
And like they're trying to do morale boosters in the office. Like the other day was Hat Day. It was crazy Hat Day at work. I'm like, what are we, fucking 12? You want me to get excited? Have Tequila and Bourbon Day. That would be a good day. I'd be there all day. It'd be great. That was really redundant.
She recently turned 30. Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you. That's great. You're alive out there. It's awesome.
And so I recently turned 30. Alright, thank you. I need that validation, it's great.
So I recently turned 30, so I decided to read my horoscope, and it said, Aquarius, you're constantly bombarded by demanding questions, the answers of which are unimportant. So don't answer them. Sounds like great advice, before you realize what I do for a living. I work in a call center. For the government. Hey, Mr. Johnson, why do you owe the federal government 12 grand? Fortunately, the answer to that question is unimportant. Please hang up and try your call again. You might get a Scorpio. I hear they're full of great answers today.
Since this work shit is working out great for you guys, I'm going to get into my dating life. As I know this might come to a shock to some of you, but I don't really have a whole lot of luck with the ladies. My last relationship was an open relationship. I had to share her with her other lovers, namely cocaine, PCP, pot, heroin, whiskey, silent killer. And it didn't work out so well. She broke up with me. She didn't want any dependencies, at least none that weren't chemical. But I turned this other girl down, and to follow up, she started dating a drag king, because apparently after me there was no real men left. But I completely... Thank you. Guys in the back. Real men all.
Who wants to hear more about my private life? Round of applause. Poor bastard. So I'm single, lady. But I've completely sworn off dating websites. They're done. I'm done with those. Because they're about as effective as deer hunting with a rock. Have you read any of these profiles, guys? The women who write all these really long dissertations. They're giving you their life story, and then they're telling you that they're very career oriented and focused on their goals. I'm like, that's great. If I'm trying to hire somebody to do some typing, but I'm looking for somebody to date. More specifically, somebody who doesn't throw up after I put my dick in them. And then there's the other ones, the girls who have these lists of conditions to message them. You must be wearing a shirt. You can't be in front of your car. You have to have a job, you can't smoke, you can't drink, you can't have kids, you better want kids. Why are you ransoming a date? What are you, like some 30s gangster? You want to date me, see? It's like, you know what, fuck it, lady. I'm not going to sit here and listen to you ransom off a fucking date. How about I send you a dozen cats and a tub of ice cream? We'll call it fucking done, okay? Cut out the middleman. And then while you're at it, send me a fucking gin sock because I'm fucking lonely.
Nah, fuck it, I'm gonna do this. Who's excited about Comic-Con? Anyone excited about that? Patrick fucking Stewart is gonna be in town for that. But Patrick Stewart, Captain Picard. Look it up.
But it's opening some old wounds for me. It's opening some old wounds. The age-old argument that many scholars argue to this day about, which is better, Star Trek or Star Wars? I have to agree with this gentleman over here. Please throw your objects at him. If I can chime in on the subject, ladies and gentlemen. I'm on a clock here. I'm going to say Star Trek. Hear me out. Here's my reasoning. Follow me along if you will. It's all the deviant sex. You take a look at all the aliens in that universe, they're all into some weird shit. Klingons are sadomasochists. Ferengis have an ear fetish. Kirk will do anything with a pulse. Even the robot got laid. And what did Star Wars give us? Oh, right, monogamy and sister kissing. That's good sell. Good sell. But in Star Wars' own defense, take a look at the aliens that live in that universe. They're all ugly. Like, for example, excuse me, miss, would you fuck a Jar Jar? Like, for example, miss, would you fuck a Jabba? Yeah, you. I'm asking. No? How about a Jar Jar? Would you fuck a Jar Jar? No. How about an Ewok? No? You know what would fuck an Ewok, though? Captain Kirk. You get right down, slap that little teddy bear on the Prime Directive and fuck the shit out of that, because to Kirk, an Ewok is like a tribble with limbs.
Miss, would you fuck a Jar Jar? How about a Jabba? Would you fuck a Jabba? She would. That's a proof. Dare I say, would you fuck an Ewok? Blinking or not blinking, doesn't matter. Anyways, you know who would fuck an Ewok, though? Captain Kirk. Because to Kirk, an Ewok is like a tribble with limbs. And you all laughed at that. Well, most of you did. You need to get out more, folks.
Actually, something exciting did happen in my life recently. I was drinking with a stage magician. You know how amazing that is? He's doing magic tricks there at the bar. The problem with that is you don't want to leave because you're afraid you're going to miss something. And the one trick I missed him doing was the one where I showed for work on time the next day without a hangover. That's a dead one. All right. Like that. It's off the list.
Oh, wow, you guys are on fire tonight. Look at that. Did you drink a whole hour? So Robitussin before the show? What the fuck is this?
Is anyone here a fan of horror movies? Anybody? Round of applause. Alright, a little tepid. We'll go. We'll see where this goes. I do watch a lot of horror movies. Obviously, you can tell from looking at me. Alright. Yeah, okay, awesome. Too much enthusiasm. I was watching the Saw series again. Anyone watch those? Twisted fucks.
So, for those who aren't following along, the main character in this film was this guy called Jigsaw, and he rigs all these intricate traps, not necessarily to kill people, but to teach them how they wasted their lives.
And I'm watching this, I'm like, this is fucking retarded. If I literally had somebody by the balls in a death trap, I'd make them do shit I don't want to do. Good evening, Mr. Johnson. We're gonna play a game. I'm entirely out of milk. On the tables, a map to the local convenience store at $5. But hurry, the store closes in 5 minutes.
Get 2%. No, wait. 1%. My girlfriend hates that shit. I'm just gonna... Yeah. Oh, and also be sure to get the milk with the oldest expiry date, because that contains the antidote. Going strong tonight, going strong. Thank you guys. I also saw the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. You guys see that one? Yeah, that sounded enthusiastic. Yes, well, it wasn't that bad of a movie, but one plot point I didn't really get was Freddy Krueger's backstory, and I'm not making this up. Go out and rent it at your local video store and see for yourself. Before he became this fictional child killer, he was get this, gardener who worked for a daycare center who let him sleep in the basement. Who the fuck hired this guy? Imagine how that interview went. Good evening, Mr. Krueger of No Fixed Address. I see your hobbies include sharp things and children. You're hired! Like,
moving on to another horror show, Snooki's pregnant. You know, here's the thing, I always knew the Antichrist would be born in my lifetime. The thing that comes as a bit of a surprise is the likelihood that kid's going to have fetal alcohol syndrome. The only thing that spawn of Satan's going to have dominion over is the Special Olympics. Snooki fans in the crowd? What the hell is this? So, since we're on the hot topic of reality TV, you know, this is my problem with reality TV. They always try to make it more edgy, more exciting, and it's still the same old shit. My idea, if there's any producers in the audience, I'm available after the show, is to take two existing reality TV shows and merging them together.
Example number 1. Take Dancing with the Stars and mix it with To Catch a Predator. Dancing with the Predators, yes. The perp walks in, the guest is like, oh, hello, here's your arresting officer. Do the tango with him, we'll knock 5 years off your sentence.
Example number 2, America's Next Top Model, mix it with Fear Factor, because at least you know they're eating something. And my favorite would be taking toddlers with tiaras and mixing with ice truckers. Because if a 3-year-old jackknifing a big rig on an icy highway isn't entertainment, what is? Come on. You got my back on that, lady?
Let's move to something a little more topical. Here we go. Luka McNoda. Who's been following this shit? Has anyone been following? Yeah. Torso killer. Luka McNoda. You know, when the story first came out, they didn't know who did it. I figured as a safety precaution for myself, I was going to get return to sender tattooed on all my body parts. But then they found out who it was, and it was like, holy shit, it's too late, he ran off to Paris. But yet they found his suitcase with a torso in it. Holy shit, I'm spilling. They found a torso in his suitcase in an alley in Montreal. I'm like, fuck, that's disgusting. Air Canada's always losing your fucking luggage. I'm gonna end up with this. I'm gonna talk about my favorite celebrity in the world, Justin Bieber. Huh? Who's a fan of Justin Bieber? Round of applause. You're fucking sick. You know, this kid's doing like product placement now. You know, he gets his own line of fragrance. Who the hell in the right mind would spend $80 on a bottle of perfume that makes you smell like a teenage boy? What sort of marketing demo is that? It's like 12-year-old girls and pedophiles. That's it, right? Well, what's next for the Justin Bieber brand name? Scented candles? That'd be great. You light one up in the back of your white van, it'll eliminate the smell of lost innocence. Now, if I can say for a moment here, what product I would actually like to buy with that kid's face on it, it would be a milk carton. Just being very subtle here, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm trying to say is the fact that Justin Bieber isn't dead makes me wish that Michael Jackson was still alive. Because I'm sure they would make beautiful music together. Ladies and gentlemen,